Market update here on the 3rd. So QQQ was up today, SPY down, Dow Jones down. And this move looks like it's probably going to go up here and fill the gap still. This move right here from the very bottom looks to me like it is going to be WXY if it does go to the top. So this would be W right here. This would probably be X. And then we'd be looking at, and this whole thing would have been ABC. So you have ABC pullback 5-wave move for the W wave, or for the Y wave. For overall W, pullback is an X wave, ABC down, and then this would have to be A, and then this would have to be B right here. And then we'd be looking at a 5-wave move to the upside. This is the bullish scenario. I'm going to do the bearish one here in a second because it's kind of hard to tell with this setup. A lot of chop here, so this can't be an impulsive move. You can see how choppy it was. So it's got to be a corrective move, and then this looks impulsive right here. So there's another way you can look at it as well. But if this is ABC, then I'm just looking for the 1.61 fib. Probably somewhere around 366.22. And you can let's draw the parallel line here and just look at where it would end at. So it probably hit like halfway between these. Probably sometime tomorrow at like 1 o'clock. We'd be looking at 366.18. So that would look like and it wouldn't go all the way to the 1.61 fib of this because this has to be an impulsive move, and it's not an impulsive move. So I would guess the 1.61 fib would be kind of a shorter Y wave. It would fill the gap, but then that would be it. So that would give it about 1.5% to the upside. So that's the bullish scenario on QQQ. Now the bearish scenario is this right here. Could be 5 waves too. I originally saw 5 waves. So if that is the case, that means the W wave is actually the end. That would be the end of ABC. This would be wave 1. We did hold the high here for wave 2. And then this would be wave 1. This would be wave 2. And there is one reason that I would actually lean this way is because, well, this would have to be some kind of C wave right here. Because this is lower than this right here by a few cents. So the move didn't start from here, it started from right here. So that means this has to be the ending of the overall move. And so it's actually more likely that this is A, B, and this is a C wave right here, and we're in the 3rd, 4th, 5th wave up here. We're retracing for a 2nd wave. We hit the 0.61 fib. So that would just mean that tomorrow we go down. And then from there, it could be a lot of different things. We could be looking at A, B, and a C wave down, which this is a 1st wave. And this would end up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'd probably come down here to this demand zone at 353. And then potentially go higher and fill the gap. So there's a lot of possibilities right now. This could also be wave 1 of overall 3. and we get a big third wave down, fourth, and we come down here to what I've been talking about, 347, 348. That is possible as well. This would probably come down to here, bounce, and then come a little bit lower. So that is possible as well. So a lot of possibilities, but basically to sum it all up, if it comes up here into this box at 364 to 371, this is a corrective move. So you're ready to short in this box. If we go down, right now it looks like it could be the start of a fifth wave or an ABC move, but it looks more impulsive down than it does up. So these corrective waves can go so many different ways, and you can see it today. We just melted up. This is a horrible, horrible wave here. Very corrective wave on smaller time frames, and then we got a huge move down. So it's pretty obvious this is corrective, but it's hard to mess with it when you're in between supply and demand. So that is QQQ. Zooming out here, still looking for that potential fifth wave down. If we come up here into the first wave at 368, then that would change everything. But right now, it still has a chance to come down here at 347, 348. And that's pretty much all there is to say on it now. SPY. And SPY is showing about, if this plays out, it kind of looks like it's going to play out. It's looking like another maybe 1% up. So that'd be about right for QQQ to come up here to fill the gap. Because this looks to me like something potentially like that, but it could also be like this. This also could be like wave one as well. This right here looks like an ABC move again. Another expanded flat. So don't be surprised if we just get this up here to like 430. And then again, this would be wave one, wave two, and then we come down here and test the 200 DMA, which you really think we're going to go all the way down here and not test the 200 DMA that's sitting now at 416.11, and also that is right around the 1.61 fib at 415.42. So I think that a sell-off is imminent, despite everyone saying we're going to bounce from here. I think that it's more likely we go down. But we'll see. If it does bounce higher, if somehow this pulls off and comes up all the way up here, then again, that would change it, and that would mean that there is a possibility that we bottomed already. So that would have to hit 437.76. But we'll see what happens with the SPY. I think the 200 DMA needs to be tested before we can call this correction finished. It would be really strange if we came down all the way down here and just bounced out of it and went to new highs without coming down here and challenging this. So SPY and QQQ still leaning a little bit lower. Tesla was really weird today. They reported lower than expected deliveries, sold off at the very beginning. I took that opportunity to sell puts because the stock looked like it was going to bounce like right away. And this move is pretty similar to QQQ in my opinion. Looks like WX, and then this would have to be A, B, C maybe. Or again, if we don't break this high, we could be selling off for new lows. So we are in a demand zone right now too, and then we haven't filled this gap at 262. So we'll see what happens. This is definitely a corrective move again. And that's why it's so annoying to watch this, because it's very corrective. If I saw an impulse move here, then I would be all over buying this dip right here. But these corrective moves could go so many different ways. But more than likely, this is probably going to do this. What it should do, which probably shouldn't be in your vocabulary with the stock market, but it should do something like that. But it looks like it's probably going to go to 262. So, but again, that's just another short opportunity. That would be the end of the second wave, like I talked about. We have 5 waves down, second wave, and this correction might last a long time. It might last till the end of the year. And another thing, don't discount this. I know everyone thinks we're going to go straight up, so we're probably not going to go straight up just because everyone thinks that. But this could easily be, remember I talked about this in the last video. This lasted 9 months. This lasted 9 months. A little bit over 9 months. This would have to be the B wave. And this right here, if this is ABC, we basically nailed the 1.61 fib. And this was 5 waves. So this could easily be ABC. So that is one possibility. And then what I'm looking at here is if this were to happen, let's say we do come down here and test the 200 DMA, that would make 5 waves down and it would hit the 1.61 fib. Then you have a potential 5-wave move. It bounces and then it comes lower. You could potentially hit, let's just get an idea where this would hit. You could potentially hit like 400, 398, 400, somewhere in there. And then you have the 200 DMA on the weekly is down at 380. So if this were to happen, then that would mean the C wave has likely started. So A, B, C. So we would likely finish this off like into like November, December probably. And then we would bounce into the spring. Let's say we come down here and test 400, and then we bounce all the way back probably to like 430, 440. Fill this gap here at 438. And then there's potential to go all the way down to 364, bounce, and then come down here all the way to like 310. So don't discount that move either. Right now it's fine. It doesn't look like it's going to happen right now, but it is possible if we get 5 waves here. Has to be 5 waves there though. It can't be, if we bounce up here, then that completely discounts it because then you're getting a corrective move. So I spent a lot of time on QQQ and SPY and then Tesla, Microsoft. So Microsoft is pretty much like the same setup in my opinion. It's just WXY. So ABC, pullback, ABC, and then this looks like it's probably another ABC move. So the 1.61 fib of the W wave is sitting right at 325.86. That was my target in the last couple of videos. And then you're ready for, so if you go to 325.86, I think it's actually more likely we're going to get this. The 1.61 fib is at, or no, not the 1.61 fib, the 200 DMA. It's a good way to look at it right now. It's sitting at 295. So we might just get something like this and test the 200 DMA after we complete this move. So the 200 DMA on QQQ is down at 330. So right now, SPY has been selling off more than QQQ. I have a feeling that QQQ is probably going to sell off more than SPY starting here soon. But we'll see on that. Microsoft is probably going to end up being an ABC move, though, even though we do have the gap down here at 280. If 280 hits, I'm guessing that SPY is going to be in 5 waves down. Because then you do have the possibility of Microsoft being in 5 waves down. Even though this looked pretty corrective to me, it's still a possibility. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I actually am favoring the ABC move down here to the 200 DMA and then going to new highs, but we'll see. How about Apple? So Apple up pretty big today, and it crossed into this. So this is not 5 waves. We did come close to filling the gap here, maybe close enough. I still think that this is probably going to end up being an ABC move. You can see it's very corrective again. So I would suspect that we're going to get this. Maybe it comes up here to 175.87 and then this. Previous video I talked about if you take trend line from here, same area, 165. Also, trend line from here, 163. They're all very close. So I think that Apple probably will have one more move down. Maybe it fills this gap with QQQ going to 364. And then we get this move down here to like 165. That would give it about a 6% loss. So we're setting up for another move down in all these stocks. And let's go over NVIDIA. And then NVIDIA. This is not a 4th wave anymore because it crossed into the 1st. So this is likely wave 3 right here. This could have been a B wave too. It was crossing into here. It's probably a ending diagonal or something. This would have had to been the 4th wave. This has got to be A right here. B. And we're going right into a supply zone that I've had for a while. Pretty sure there's no gaps there, but there was a supply zone there. On the 4-hour, you can see it right there. We nailed it at 451 and backed off. That should be the high there. If it breaks through this, then that would be telling me something different. This is a very corrective move. It looked corrective at the very beginning. Let's see. Yeah, it's a very corrective move. So this should be going down now. Target on NVIDIA could go all the way down to $360, but I think there's a good chance since 360 is in no man's land. Where's the 1.61 fib? Right around there, 351. There is a gap down here, but I would imagine that we probably get a shorter move. Let's look and see what the 200 DMA is at. So 200 DMA is down here by the gap fill at 321. This is going to need SPY in 5 waves, and QQQ is going to have to end up being 5 waves as well, which I don't think is going to happen. but it's possible. This looked very corrected to me. This doesn't look like a first wave, so this has got to be ABC. I don't think NVIDIA is going to come down here and fill the gap, most likely. It's possible 200 DMAs down here, but that's a pretty big fall. That's almost like a 30% fall. So I would guess that we're coming down here into this gap fill here at 395 at some point. That's still like a 10% fall, and then probably bounce after that. So there you have it. That's pretty much all I'm going to say in this video, because there's a lot of different possibilities. I'm leaning towards, just looking at the charts, it's probably going to go up over the next couple of days, but not much. And then it's ready to sell off again. Maybe Tesla 262, Microsoft 325. NVIDIA looks ready to go down. Apple might go a little bit higher too, fill the gap. And SPY maybe up here to like 430, 431. On the high side, obviously 438, but I don't think that's going to hit this time. Remember that 200 DMA down there. Watch that. Don't get caught up in everyone saying we're going to new highs, because it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Just because everyone's saying it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Probably the opposite will happen. So that's it. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe for more updates. Catch you in the next video.